In the beginning, I was thinking like, this is silly. What am I doing? Like, am I wasting my time? Is this like, am I nuts? And then I went out and like, hey, that wasn't bad. I can't believe I actually did that. Well, something I definitely learned that I'm going to continue is, yeah, if you want something, go for it. Take action. Like, definitely take
Mhm.
action. That was the big thing before. I got upset because I was like wondering, is this relationship still for me? And I realized, no, I can't do that because ignorance is bliss. And if I'm just going to blind myself to my needs, then this is pointless. I had a lot of hesitation, like, especially like when it came to girls. Even if I'm not dating anybody, I still got to get used to that whole dynamic and overcome that anxiety. I have to remind myself it's no different than talking to one of my other friends.
How did you like the coaching? How was your experience? What was your biggest takeaway?
I think the coaching was good. It was nice to have some more insight and like more feedback. Granted, the situation kind of looked a little different because, I mean, let's face it, I'm already in a committed relationship. So there are some things
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, I may have to twist this. I may have to modify that a little bit. But it ultimately served as good preparation for what ultimately needed to happen in order for the current relationship that I'm in to grow. Because before that conversation, I didn't know what was going to happen. There were only two possibilities. It was either going to be, it's going to blossom and it's going to grow, and this will be a good course correction, or the only way for it to grow is if the two of us split up. And that was really it. But really, it took a lot of fortitude and a lot of preparation to do that. And not even just that, but I also needed this so I could know that, okay, even if something does happen, I'm still capable of getting back out there, and I'm still capable of like, attracting the right people and all that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one thing is of course like getting out there. I mean, being social in general is one thing, but also the man women dynamic is another thing. I think you did pretty well. How did you feel like with all the exercises? How did you come along with these topics?
I mean, I won't lie, it's a lot harder, like for me, especially with women, because like I have a learning disability, so that kind of impedes a little bit on what I'm trying to do. But yeah, I mean, really, it was just push came to shove. So it was one of those things. I not too hard. I didn't want to push too hard, but like
Yeah.
there are times where I have to be patient with myself because like sometimes I'm either gonna feel it or I'm not gonna be feeling it. And when I'm not feeling it, it's like, okay, that's important to like just be patient. If it doesn't like go anywhere, it doesn't go anywhere. I get this.
Mhm. And what would you say then? What was before? I mean, before we started, what was your biggest struggle? Let's say if we talk about social confidence and taking action and so on.
Yeah, I'd say taking action, getting out there, especially getting more identity outside of the
Mm.
relation was a big challenge because I had slipped so much that I realized like, okay, I need to pick myself up here. I need to really evaluate my situation, get back out there because that's another healthy thing too is to realize like I need my space. I need to do what it is I want to do. I can't just be here all the time. Like it's not healthy.
Definitely. And how did you then actually feel after going out there and taking action? How did you feel after that?
Honestly, a lot better after I did. Yeah, I guess like I had more pull than I really thought I did. Like, because in the beginning I was thinking like, this is silly. What am I doing? Like, am I wasting my time? Is this like, am I nuts? And then I went out and like, hey, that wasn't bad. I can't believe I actually did that.
So if you actually put in the work, if you have the mindset of taking action, you can actually achieve things. So it's not just theory. It also, if you then put it into practice, that it's like really working.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And also like one little step back with your mindset or confidence. What changed then in your or what changed regarding this on your side when the coaching started, or now after this time? Is there anything you realize on the way?
Yeah, I mean, what you tell yourself really matters. I mean, I know a lot of times I've been throwing that on the bus, like, oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's such a small little thing. But no, it does matter because it's like no matter the small things trip you up and then you start doing it. It's like, oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, it's this, it's just that. But then they start to add up. And when they add up, then you're like, oh, what have I done? I've created this little box. Now I have to open it and get out of it.
What's something you learned, and specifically that you will continue using in your life?
Well, something I definitely learned that I'm going to continue is, was it, I guess, just like, yeah, if you want something, go for it. Um, Take action. Like definitely take
Mhm.
action. Like that's always like the best thing you could do. And like, if something's there and if you're curious, go for it. Like that was the thing. That was the big thing before. I got upset because I was like wondering, is this relationship still for me? I don't know. I shouldn't have been asking these questions. And when I started learning all this, I kept telling myself, curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity killed the cat. All you had to do was keep your mouth shut and you'd be fine in this relationship. But then I realized, no, I can't do that because ignorance is bliss. And if I'm just going to blind myself to my needs, then this is pointless. Like,
And what about the part of hesitation? Like, did you have a big hesitation, or was this like quickly overruled more or less?
I had a lot of hesitation, like especially like when it came to girls. Like again, I still struggle with this. Like, and that's something I do need to work on. Is like, and it's sad too because I have a lot of there are some girls who are in my dance club right now, and I got to get used to that. Even if I'm not dating anybody, or if I am dating anybody right now, like I still got to get used to that whole dynamic and overcome that anxiety. I have to remind myself it's no different than talking to one of my other friends. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And it's also the journey, right? Because the more you realize, the more you do things, the more you don't hesitate. It's like a journey. It's not like you learn it from one day to the other. It's a progress of steadily improvement, if this makes sense. And then at the end, you will feel more and more comfortable. And then also you can then try out different concepts, different things on the way while you feel more comfortable. And I think that's especially with me, what I coach, to bring people into position in order to work on these things then in more detail. And yeah, that's what it's all about. Like you going into the gym and then moving weights like all the time. But if you start doing it, or it's the same, like you can, I think, refer with dancing. I mean, if you stop dancing, eventually, okay, you will lose some skill.
it's true. It is really true. Like if you don't practice, you're gonna like, I mean, you could still come back to it, but you're
Yeah.
not gonna be the same until you get reacquainted. And
You started with hesitating, then not knowing how to take action, and now you already have made this I would say mindset shift in order to know how important it is to go out there and to make these connections. And I think that's a huge transformation. And to be honest, it's just a limited time, but imagine what you can do with even more time and focus. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I get what you mean. Like focus on short term and then make it more long term. It's like if you can get this much done in this amount of days, imagine what you could do with XYZ amount of time.
Exactly. And if you would sum up your experience, since, let's say, maybe since you met me, in one or two sentences, especially also for people or somebody else who thinking about probably doing the same, but what would you tell to somebody like this?
Like if they're thinking about the challenge, I would say it's a great way to do it. Great way to start. There's a book I would definitely recommend reading too. Even if they're like, because it helps with confidence. I would say, I don't know if you've heard of the author Lael Lowndes. She wrote a book called Goodbye to Shy. Originally, that was how like a couple of years ago, that was how I got out of my skin, like originally, and started to really go out there. I would say take the challenge, and while you're doing the challenge, read the book. That's like the best way to go about it.
It's like having like a certain background with theory, and then you have like a guidance that actually brings you then doing these things in a more practical way.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, thank you for the insight.